about Patah Eliyahu from Tikkun Zohar, the Hakdama, explain a little bit the concept of it all the time, almost every day, Patah Eliyahu Nabi. Farman, Mamar Habbahu Dibre Eliyahu. This is the word of Eliyahu Nabi. שנכללו בו הקדמות ושורשים רבים בחוכמת האלוקית. There's a lot of introductions and lots of roots of the חוכמה Kabbalah in פתח אליהו. עד שגם המתחיל ללמוד חוכמת Kabbalah, even the beginners that just starting to learn about Kabbalah, ימצא בו תועלת רבה. There's a lot of thing that you can pick from here. understand and learn. درشون هرمک مشو کردوبرو در سفر پردس اینه الیاو زخولتوب که وان لبعیر به معمر حضه به کسور نیمرس به میلوت نیمرزوت رهنوید in this section پاتح الیاهو very briefly and with میلوت نیمرزوت like the hidden messages in every word talks about how the creation happened and how it continues on. Rob Gufeh HaChokhmah Elokit, the majority of the Chokhmat Kabbalah, Ubi'er Hikar HaEnsof Baruch, Tudah HaPashut. Ensof is what the most common way that we refer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ensof means something that doesn't have any ending, without any ending.
And so refers to
yeah, this is like the infinite.
But that's the meaning. But it refers to our.
Yeah, and so Baruch Hu is what.
When you say and so, that's how it
Yes, and so Baruch Hu is Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Right.
B'achdudo Pashut is one. I explain what does one means. Hashem is one. What does that mean? He explains very, very in depth. What does one mean? When we say Hashem is one, what does that mean? Minyan ha'atzilut, the whole creation, where the creation happened. With the Rosh Atzum Kelim, there are the vessels involved, in the creation. But Tam ha'atzilut, the reason for the creation. Minyan ha'sefirot, v'chachtam, the number of sefirot, the vessel, the filter that come, and the purpose of them. Because Melsa nechona rabba achit v'ma'at. This is like, he's going to explain it the way that we understand, that we can relate to. Because in Shamayim, there is nothing physical, but we can only relate to the physical being. So it's going to kind of like a goof of like a body of the person. Okay, it's going to refer to the different body parts for us to understand, to a certain degree, what's going on up there in Olamot el-Yonim. In Shamayim and everything else that's happened up there, because there's nothing like a material up there, but we have to bring into material terms for us to understand. We call it Shabbat HaOzen, something that's kind of like you're familiar with, we can relate to. Sefer Zichron Menachem Be'el HaChayroid, all the Mefrashim and Zohar. כתבו טעם לפתח אליהו הנביא כאן בראש התיקונים. This is like a תיקון Zohar that basically talks about what does מילה בראשית means in 70 different ways. That's the main תיקון Zohar. At the beginning, this is like the introduction to that, bring this part. וזה הלשון. What's the reason? זה קודם שהתחיל אליהו לדרוש בספרי תורת שהם רזין אילאין בביאור שיעור קומתו מידותיו של יוסף בראשית וכביכול. ולהנביא, because brought a lot of like a hidden secret of the creation to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So before that, he brings this to kind of like prepare us for what he's going to reveal, all the secret of creation later on. That's why they bring it here. The reason that it's kind of like placed here. This is like a tefillah that it says, shehi ke'inyan ma shenohagim lomar kodem kol davar l'shem yichud. Just like before every mitzvah we say l'shem yichud, it's the same concept. What does that mean? That we're going to kind of like put like a connection between all the sefirot that we're going to explain briefly later on. ועל ידי האחות תמיר ונעלם, something that is hidden, לייחד 10 ספירות באחדות גמור. It's going to kind of connect all the ספירות. It's like a connection that's going to happen for the faith, for the Shefa to come down. Ma'ansov Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo, from the source of all the blessings, which is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. לפי שיש במאמר קצר הזה של אליהו זכורתו פרטים רבים. There's lots of different parts in this thing that he's going to bring. שיוכל האדם להתבונן בהם. You can kind of like understand a lot from it. ולהשיג כל ידם את גדלותו ורוממותו של הבורא יתברך. Also you get, השגה means, you know, you kind of like, you get some kind of like a, how do you say השגה? Access, very nice. The Hasaga, and understanding the access, you know, to everything that happens, you know, to the greatness of Hashem. וכן משמש הוא כאין לשם ייחוד קודם כל דבר מצווה. So לשם ייחוד before every mitzvah that we do, before תפילה, everything else. That's the whole purpose of this. כתב החידה בספרו מורה באספה, בזה הלשון, this is his words. בכנסות בבית כנסת, הלון מראש ביום פתח אליהו, when we begin every תפילה basically, like in the morning, you know, like after תיקון חצות, we say פתח אליהו הנביא, we start the davening with that. Also in mincha, there's a custom to say that before mincha. בעלה בן איש חי כתב, נהגו לאומרו אחר תיקון חצות. After תיקון חצות, we say, this is how בן איש חי said, על השולחן, when you eat, you know, in every סעודה, סעודה שבת, you recommend to say, פתח אליהו הנביא זכורתו. אחר הבדלה, after הבדלה, מוצאי שבת, גם בתוך סעודה מלא מלכה, also סעודה רביעית. It's good to say, פתח אליהו הנביא, in the middle of the סעודה.
In ספר הרב בן ציון מוספי סידור, the section of Patah Eliyahu is shorter, is a different.
Maybe the part for Rabbi Shimon doesn't bring. How do you explain that? That's
Yes.
Ashkenazim. Yeah, he says that they don't bring that. They don't bring the last part. Rabbi Shimon Patah Omar.
Yes,
Rabbi Shimon add to that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a Patah Eliyahu, but it's not like exactly what we have.
So it's not only the first part. Different than the
I
first
think
part?
it's different than
Yeah?
what we read.
I think it's shorter.
It's
whole
shorter.
Thing, the whole thing is not.
It's not the whole thing, right? It's like
Even the first
sections.
section? Even the Eliyahu section?
The second is good, but
No.
second part.
The second part. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Rabbi Shimon part. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Very nice.
נכון.
גם רבנו בעל התניא, בסידורו, הגיע בארץ המאמר, וכתב, הגיע קודם תפילה מנחה בשבת, also before מנחה, פתח אליהו. מגיע הנה לקרוא סוד הייחוד נזכר בתפילה אליהו. מגיע the main part of this ייחוד that we say in this part of פתח אליהו, אחריו בא רבי שמעון לעורר את האבות. רבי שמעון buzz after that and kind of like want to awaken the אבות. אבות הקודש, שיעוררו על השכינה אל האיחוד. That they would cause, you know, for the Shekhinah to have איחוד, and some what that means. The Shekhinah is the Malchut, to have איחוד with the Rampin, you know, for the Shefa to continue to come to us. לכן נהגו האשכנזים, הנה, לסיים תפילה זו קודם דרשו של רבי שמעון. So Ashkenazim, they only see the first part. Until you say, Rabbi Shimon, just the Eliyahu Hanavi part. That's why I said, maybe that's what it is. So the first part, Ashkenazim said that. אנו הספרדים ממשיכים לומר גם את דרשו של רבי שמעון. But we also said the second part. The explanation of Rabbi Shimon, עיין או לקמן ועמוד ב', explain that a little bit later on. הנה מחמת חשיבות ועריכות הביאור במאמר זה, because very, very important, this explanation, ראה הרמ"ר משהו קורדובנו, לבארו בפני עצמו בספר הפרדס, he brings the explanation by itself in his ספר, וכן בעל הכיסא מלך, כתב כאן, כיסא מלך נתן מפרשים על הזוהר, זו התפילה ארוכה, מארץ מדע, והיא מסודרת בספרי הדרת מלך על סימן קעוד, it brings some kind of like addresses that he had, משם תדרשנה, וכן בעל יין הרקע, all the מפרשים, ויחד לה ביור נכבד. Also had an explanation from somewhere else. So I'll be able to gather all this explanation from all the different places and brings it here.
If you don't mind, I just want to make a remark. They say in Iran there were not so many
In Iran.
not so many Talmidei Chachamim, but in the time of the World War II, when Hitler Yimach Shemo was attacking the Jews in different places, he became ally with Iran, with the Shah of Iran at the time.
Hitler was.
Yeah, Hitler he will call them Mutahedin.
Okay.
So he became ally with the Shah of Iran, and he didn't touch the Jewish people in Iran, even though he became allies. So they say, well, I heard it from someplace. The reason was because the Jewish people, every place in the shul, in the Vatican Institute, they were reading Patah Eliyahu.
That was like
The whole Patah Eliyahu. And they said that was a shemira for the Jewish people in Paris.
Yes.
Even though Hitler Yimach Shemo was allied with the Shah of Iran, he didn't touch the
Shomer Petahim Hashem.
Shomer Petahim, but also the Eliyahu, they say was one of the
Patah Eliyahu, yes.
That's what it is.
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hazar Baruch.
That's it.
Very nice.
Hashibut of the film.
Yeah, there's a lot like a lot of segula in this, in Patah Eliyahu. Okay, with that, we get to the part, just the Hakdama, we get to the main part very soon. With that, Ne'emanim, the Girsah, the Fusim, okay, we can now start. Patah Eliyahu Navi Zachul Letov Rimon Almin. Patah Eliyahu Navi, B'Shuchei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he starts with the praising of Hashem. That's the first part of Patah Eliyahu. When Eliyahu Navi says, Amar Ribon Almin, Ribon HaOlamim, the master of all the universe. When Sof Baruch Hu, but we say the infinite being, it's kind of like been hidden and it's kind of been dressed in the 10 Sefirot. Shalom Hatzilut, and explain what that means. Mesamsem, yes. Simsum, Besha Olamot HaElyonim. In the rest of the Olamot in Shamayim. V'ta'am shemekanek kan et ha'ensof Baruch Hu b'shem Ribon Almin. The reason that he kind of like give this title of Ribon Almin, the Ribon Almin means the master of the universe. The fish kan ba levaer et eses sefirot atzilut. He's going to explain to us, begin to explain the 10 sefirot of Olam Atzilut, the creation. שמהם נבראו ונוצרו ונעשו כל העולמות וכל הנבראים. That from them been created all the world, all the עולמות, all the creation. ומתוך מציאות הנבראים יבוא האדם לחייב שיש לעולם אלוה המנהיג אותו. Through this we get to the point that people understand that there is a creation, there's a creator that basically runs this world. It's not just run by itself. It kind of like manhiget olam, somebody that runs it.
So in Sof is the HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yes.
So when he says he made Ribon HaOlamim, in Sof is the Ribon of the Olamim.
Yes.
That's
the master of the whole world. Yes. Another title for Hashem.
That's a title.
That's a title. Yes.
And so
would be Ribon HaOlamim. Very nice. לכן יסתג שיקראו אותו ריבון עלמין. But it's correct to call him ריבון עלמין, master of the universe. דאן הוא חד ולא מחושבן. שעתה הוא אחד, Hashem is the one, בתכלית האחדות. He's not the one that follows by the two. Like the one follows by the two. Hashem is not like that. Hashem is one, the ultimate one. It's not that it continues with the second. ולא כאחד המנוי בדרך חשבים ממונים אחר אחד שני. It's not like the way that we count, that there is one, you expect him to be a two. But Hashem is not like that. Hashem is the one, absolute one. והשני שווה לראשון. and then even if there's nothing else, and it's all kind of equals. You know, there's not one that there be a two after one. It's not going to be like this, that there's a one and then there's a two in the master of the universe. Is the one, absolute one. There's nothing that is kind of compared to that. You know, the oneness of Hashem is something that nothing else compares to that. Continue on. Anhu illaha al kol ilahin. Atahu elyon al kol elyonim. And he is above all the greatness that there is. And he above all the above. The atahu illa lekulam. You are the cause of everything. Lekulam alulim mincha. Everything being caused by him. Understand? Yani, he gives cause to being to be, and all the being is because of Hashem. Yani, he's the cause of everything. Because you don't make a mistake from this word, and you said that that you might think that Hashem has like a certain place up there, you know, like has a certain place that he kind of has a house or something like that. It's not like that. See? It says you don't come to make a mistake. לומר חס ושלום שאין סוף ברוך הוא נמצא באיזה מקום עליון. Yani Aush Baruch Hu kind of exists in a place up there. He has a certain place up there. לזה הוסיף ואמר, because of this he adds, סתימה על כל סתימים. It's hidden from all the hiddens. What does that mean? atahu satum al kol setumin. You are hidden from all the hiddens. Lehorot to tells us, or to kind of like point to this, she'en lo makom chas v'shalom. Hashem doesn't have any place. He doesn't have any kind of certain place. Like we live in a certain house, you have a certain address. Hashem is not like that. He doesn't have any address that Hashem finds in a certain place. ואפילו לגבי עולמות הנעלמים הוא סתום ונעלם. Even in compared to all the hidden world that we don't see, he's even hidden from that, and he's more hidden from that. Understand? I don't have to explain. He's hidden from all the hidden. You know, all the hidden things that we think that there's olamot up there that we don't understand. He's even more hidden than all of those olamot. She'enam masigim bo kalab. We don't have any kind of access to him. Any kind of hasaga. Hasaga is a very access, or maybe that's one of the spiritual access. Yeah, hasaga. Any understanding? There's no hasaga. There's no
hasaga means spiritual access.
Access, yeah. You don't have any access to it, yeah. Okay. וכדי שלא לטעות, לומר חס ושלום, in order for us not to make a mistake and say what? שהאינסוף ברוך הוא מושג במהות, and he has some kind of like a being, some kind of being. It's not like that. לזה אמר, because of this continue and says אליהו הנביא, let מחשבות יפסוק בך כלל, that our imagination cannot get any kind of access to it. אין שום מחשבה, there is not a thought, בשכל של כל הנבראים, and also the logic of all the creations, תופסת בך כלל שום תפיסה. We don't have any kind of access, any kind of understanding to him. כי אין השגה למהותו ולעצמותו של האינסוף ברוך הוא כלל. There's no access, there's nothing to Hashem itself at all. כי אפילו מחשבת האק אינו משיג ותופס באינסוף ברוך הוא. In Shomayim we have 5 different olamot. There's 4 common ones everybody knows. There is Asiya, Yetzirah, Beriah, Atzilut, and then we have something above that that call them Kadmon or Ak, kind of in acronym. Even the Machshava of the Ak doesn't have any access to Ensof Baruch Hu. Hashem is above everything else. All the olamot is above all of that. Shum Mahut ve'ichut klal, אפילו תפיסה מועטת במחשבה, even tiny kind of like a understanding in our mind to Hashem. We continue on. Okay, we can finish this section and then we stop. continue with the next time. And who the apaq eser tikunin. Atahu shosed etzalta asaran etzalim hanigraim tikunin. You are created the 10 sefirot that call tikunin. Ki bahem yesh tikun beqiyum lechol ha'olamot. That through them Hashem gives chiyut, gives like a life to all the work done here. Okay, that's the connection, from Ein Sof Baruch Hu to us. Those are the 10 Sifra Olamot that we understand. You can explain a little bit later on. ועל ידם מתנהגים כל העולמות בכוח המאציל המתגלה בתוכם. And through them, he kind of runs all the world with the energy and with the power that Ma'atzil, another title of Hashem. Ma'atzil means creator. That he kind of appears in them, in the Sefirot, Ve'karelon es Sefiran, that it's been called 10 Sefirot. Va'anu korem otam, hatikunim es Sefirot. We call them the 10 Sefirot. Milashon Safir.
Hamazim means descent.
Yeah.
Descent.
But Ma'atzil Elyon is Hakosh Baruch Hu. Another Hakosh Baruch Hu. Ma'atzil Elyon is creator. It's the creator on top.
Right, but here in the term here, Hamazil betocham means he descends to them.
Descend to them. Okay.
Right.
And
that's Or and Sof.
Or and Sof Baruch Hu.
Okay. Become a Samsam. And then descends to all those Sefirot.
Okay, exactly.
Descends Shefa.
No, his light.
Shefa?
His light of Hosh Baruch Hu, or Elyon, comes in through this all these Sefirot, then he brings it down. The reason he does it is because if we want to directly communicate the Hosh Baruch Hu with Ein Sof, we wouldn't be able to do it because imagine they have the lot. If you have, you want to go to the very high voltage, get some kind of high voltage, you would not be able to get any light because it's high voltage would burn a person alive. So when Havosh Baruch Hu mesamsem, as no makes himself his or Hakadusha he has, he brings asil, he descended through all these sefirot, right? By doing so, then we can, once it gets to the Olam Malchut, then we have some chance to communicate with him by praying to him. Otherwise, he wanted to do it directly. That's why Havosh Baruch Hu made this whole Olamot. So that's why he says Masir. You're right. Masir means the Havosh Baruch Hu. But the meaning is he's descending his holy light or Elyon of Shadow or an Sof. He descends it down, and that's how it comes to the Shekhi Malchut, and that's what we call Shekhinah.
I heard a very nice analogy. It kind of like captured. He said that before the creation, Hashem was everywhere.
Right.
There was no place for the world to exist.
Right.
So Hashem does Tzimtzum, like he kind of pulled himself aside and created a globe, chala, like a vacuum. Okay, for Hashem to create this world. The best analogy is like a soccer ball that have it. Okay, the soccer ball. Okay, so the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, he kind of pulled himself aside and created this vacuum. Now the vacuum is like a globe. Why is globe? Why the word is not like a cube? Because the globe, everywhere that you pick on this globe, the distance to the middle is the same. Understand? The cube is different. That on top is shorter to the middle, the corner is longer. That's what the word is, like a cube, like a ball. So Hashem has to bring a light of himself into this globe, like a soccer ball. Soccer ball, there's a hole on top that you put air in it. Pump. The same thing here. But the point is that, if that light that comes from the top gets all the way to the bottom, then it becomes exactly, the vacuum goes away again. So the light comes, but doesn't go all the way through to the other end. And so if it gets to the other end, then it's going to become one again. Then there's no vacuum anymore. So he says that's why, it's just like a soccer ball. It has a hole only on one top. on the top only. So that's why it is. That's what the word is. That's what exactly Al-Rufai said, that the Ein Sof Baruch Hu is light comes through the little hole on top, and that gives basically chiyut, gives to all the creation, gives like a sustenance to all the world. So that's a good analogy, I think.
Right.
That's the best analogy that I heard. Yeah.
Right, but also on the other hand, that's the only way we can communicate about it.
Exactly. That's what he said. That's the beginning. He said all these things are for us to be able to relate.
Right.
This is our language. He brings it to our language. We can relate to something that we cannot relate to.
Right.
Okay. I think we can stop here and then we continue the session.